Hello and welcome to the first ever short form video from Real Talk. Today I just want to give you my personal thoughts on The Goonies. So The Goonies is a movie that holds a special place in the hearts of so many people, and I completely understand why. This is one of those films that has the perfect mix of excitement, humor, adventure, and heart. Directed by the late great Richard Donner and produced by Steven Spielberg, the movie follows a group of kids, led by Mikey, on a wild journey to uncover the treasure of the legendary pirate One-Eyed Willie. Along the way, they face dangerous villains, they navigate through tricky traps and solve puzzles. It's a treasure hunt like no other. And it's the kind of adventure that makes you wish you could be a part of it. Really, what makes the Goonies stand out, though, is how it captures the energy and thrill of childhood, filled with dreams of big adventures and the bond of friendship. Even today, watching it feels like jumping back into that magical time when anything seemed possible. One of the film's strongest qualities is the ability to pull us into this world of adventure and keep you hooked from start to finish. The characters are what really bring the story to life. Each kid has their own unique personality, and they all work together in the most entertaining way. Mikey becomes the brave and optimistic leader, always keeping the group focused on the goal. And then there's Chunk, the lovable, clumsy comic relief with the heart of gold. But somehow he always manages to come through in the end. And you can't forget the other kids from Mouth and Data, who are both amazing. And then the teens, Steph, Andy, and Brand. They each bring something special to the table. And what makes the Goonies even more enjoyable is how these kids feel real and relatable. Their friendship and teamwork make the adventure feel even more exciting. It's easy to see why the movie has become a classic, especially for those of us who grew up in the 80s. For anyone who remembers what it was like to dream big and believe that a grand adventure was just around the corner, the Goonies taps into those feelings in a way that's impossible to ignore. Of course, like any film, The Goonies isn't without its flaws. The pacing is a little uneven at times, and there are moments when things speed up just a little too quickly, and it feels like the film is trying to do too much all at once. These moments can throw off the flow, especially during some of the more intense scenes when they're being chased by the Fratellis. Additionally, while the characters are lovable, some of their dialogue and their motivations can feel a little forced or unrealistic when you think about it too much. But these are minor issues, and honestly, they don't take away from the film's overall charm. They're just small things that become noticeable when you're watching more critically. So, my personal rating on the nostalgia scale, The Goonies is a perfect 10 out of 10. It's one of those films that'll always make me think about the excitement of childhood and the adventures you dream of having with your friends. It really captures the sense of wonder perfectly, and it's a movie, personally, I never get tired of watching. However, if I'm rating this from a more critical perspective, I'd actually give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's still a great movie, but there are a few things that stop it from being flawless. Again, usually the pacing and the intensity, and it can be a little loud from time to time. My personal recommendation, though, is that I'd recommend The Goonies to anyone who loves a good adventure and wants to be swept up in fun, action packed ride. This is perfect for families, especially if you have younger kids in that preteen age who will appreciate the humor and the sense of teamwork in the film. If you grew up in the 80s or you just love movies that have that built in nostalgic feeling, The Goonies is definitely worth watching. Even though it has imperfections, it's a film that I think will inspire anyone who watches it to believe in that power of friendship and to always chase after your wildest dreams. If you want more in depth reviews, come find me on Instagram and Threads at Real Talk, our podcast, Real Talk, and Real Talk Horror, wherever you find your podcasts. Come and join us. We'd love to get the conversation on films going larger and for everyone. But for now, thank you so much for taking this time with me and have a wonderful holiday season.